want to hit it a lot. Right. If you hit it a lot of times in succession, it doesn't have that much power, it would start leaking.
Right.
So that's what Rowenta is really known for. Now, what I'm going to show you first is the Steam Advanced system. These are linen pants. Linen, as most people know, the most difficult fabric to iron.
Sure.
Now, I'm just going to use a tiny bit of spray starch. And I would like to just say that for a tip when you're doing linen, if you spray it just lightly like I did and then run your hand over it, it has this, makes the starch absorb into the fabric.
Okay.
I have the Steam Advanced system turned on. Now I'm just going to use the cord. I'm not going to bear down. I'm not going to push the iron. I'm just going to pull the iron through. Now what the iron is doing is it bursts and then it dries and it bursts and it dries sequentially. And that is the perfect combination of steam and dry to give you crisp, beautiful results like this effortlessly.
That is incredible. I mean, think about the iron that you have right now. It is an iron that probably most definitely does not have the two brand new technologies that have been built into this. And of course, if it's not a Rowenta, I think it's time for an upgrade.
Absolutely. We have an animation that shows that steam. You see the wrinkly fabric. Then what you see is the steam bursting onto the fabric, and then you see the fabric fibers relaxing, and then the heat and the weight of the iron flatten that out, and that's how you get the smooth results.
And that's really wonderful, as you saw on the linen, but because we've got the steam available here, we can do not only a variety of fabrics. We're going to come up here soon, but tell us about these cargo pants, because cargo pants always look wrinkly to me.
I know. I think no one irons them because they're too difficult. This is very thick cotton, and all these layers are very thick. So when you're ironing something difficult at home, when you get this iron at home, take advantage of the burst of steam. Now see, I just hit that once with the burst, and that part is done. If you went with a normal iron and you went like this over and over and over, it would take several times to get it done. The same with this pocket, which is even thicker than the bottom part of the pocket. So I use the burst of steam. Look how nice and flat that is and how effortless it is.
Perfectly pressed.
Really. Now, the burst of steam is fabulous for difficult things and hard to reach areas and lots of wrinkles, but this is a vertical steam feature that you can leave your garment right on the hanger.
I love it.
And not have to take an ironing board out.
I love it.
And it's
and
so quick.
You don't even need to have a separate steamer. You can do it all with this one iron. It does it all.
And jacket sleeves, you can't really iron those on an ironing board. You put creases in the sides and it wouldn't look right. So steaming those is just a perfect way to take care of that.
And the burst of steam is powerful enough that you're able to do that, which is what's really important.
And look, men's suits jackets,
Wow.
any kind of suit jacket really. So that was a wool jacket. This is silk. And the wrinkles just literally melt away. So you can take care of your clothes, not have to take so many things to the cleaners and spend a lot of money.
And you know, we talked about the linen, we talked about the thick cargo pants, the silk, the thicker wool gentleman's jacket. I mean, this does so many different things. And the price being $88.92. And the price that you see there is only valid until the end of the day at midnight, provided, of course, we have the quantities to ship out to you. So when you take a look at all of the things that this can do, even in it's funny how there are sometimes really deep-set wrinkles and then things you just want to freshen up a little bit, you know?
Now, the micro steam sew plate is also huge. It's one of the most visible differences that you can see about the iron. If you want to take a look at some other iron, this is an iron that I found on the shelf in a store. Now, look at the difference. There's there's no steam holes here, there's none up here, and the Rowenta iron has steam holes at the back and the bottom of the iron, and all the way into the tip of the iron.
And plus the size of the sew plate on the Today's Special Value is, the surface area is larger.
Right, so what that means is that when you pass it over the fabric, you cover more area, get done faster.
In one pass,
But the micro steam holes really help distribute the steam. They also make the steam come out under pressure. So it's forcing the moisture into the fibers, which gives you much easier ironing and quicker results. So let me show you, the tip of the iron is also shaped different.
It's kind of tapered a little bit.
It is tapered. Now, think about trying to iron this with an iron that didn't have any steam holes at the tip. But look how easily I can get around those buttons. The button actually just kind of rides on the inside of that sew plate groove. And because the steam is there and because it's bursting all by itself.
You don't need to keep holding your thumb down there.
No. And so let me just show you too. One pass ironing. This is a 100% cotton shirt. And you just go over it one time and you get very, very perfect results. So those are a couple of easy things.
And you know what? We began the day with about 14,600 irons. Fewer than 3,400 that we can ship out to you today. So of course, if you dial in right now, you get that today's special value price of $88.92 for what is literally the most powerful iron that we have ever had from Rowenta. We're going to go off to the phones to welcome in Lynn from New Mexico. Hi, Lynn. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. And please say hello to Barbara.
Hi,
Hello,
Lynn.
Barbara.
Hi, Lynn.
I love my Rowenta. I already
tell
have
us.
one,
Okay.
but it's a smaller one, and I needed it for medical reasons. I had lost the use of one of my arms,
Okay.
and now I'm ready for the Big Daddy. So,
Big one.
Oh, good for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a wonderful iron, and the fact that it has all of those steam holes
Isn't
makes
that
a
nice?
big difference. And I didn't know that when I was younger and setting up housekeeping and, you know, buying the things that you start your home with.
Right.
Sure.
Now I appreciate a really good iron.
Well, we have never had an iron, Lynn, that has the steam that comes out under the pressure like this does. It makes such a difference to your ironing. We've always had irons that work really well, but this iron is just over the top.
Well, it looks that way. I'm excited to get it.
And
It's
I'm
gonna-
really glad that you've enjoyed a Rowenta already in the past, that you've liked so much, that you even wanted to
Absolutely.
go to the next step.
Yes, yes. I'll give my daughter the old one.
Oh, very
That's
good.
okay. That's what we do as moms, right? You always
Yes,
got to
it
keep.
is.
Well, Lynn, I want to thank you very, very much for the call, and I hope that you really enjoy this brand new iron.
Thank you. And have a good evening.
Bye,
You
Lynn.
too.
Thanks for your call.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And you know what? Fewer than 2,900 remain that we can ship out to you today. And so $88.92. We're going to go right back to the phones to say hi to Sue. Hi, Sue. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Very well. Thank you for asking. And tell Barbara what you think about Rowenta.
I love Rowenta. This will be my 4th Rowenta.
Oh, my.
And it's the only iron I would think of even buying.
Oh, great.
I was very happy when I saw this just now and had to call and get one.
What is it about Rowenta that keeps bringing you back? Why would this be the one iron that you would get?
It seems to have all the features that I want. It glides wonderfully.
Yeah.
It's auto shut off. It's if it tips over, the cord is really long enough so that I can plug it behind something.
Yes.
It's just wonderful.
Well, and you know what else, Sue? I'm glad you brought that up about irons that sometimes maybe tip over. This one has a specialized design on its base that I don't know if you had a chance to see
this.
yet.
Oh, I hadn't seen that.
It makes
I like
it really
that.
stable.
That's awesome. And I like the tip of it, too, so it can go around the buttons of a shirt
Oh,
or a
it's-
blouse.
It makes it like so easy to do. Let me show you something else. Have you ever had trouble filling other brand X irons?
I really don't try anything else.
She's only had the Rowenta. So
Okay. Well, let me show you this. This is a joy because lots of times irons are hard to fill, but the covered filling inlet is just really nice. It keeps it clean inside, keeps the water from splashing. But look, I can put my finger in there. It's so big.
I like
you
it. Mine
practically could
doesn't
just
have
dump the water in there. It goes in so fast.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it
it's
a
really
lot.
nice.
Does this also have the burst?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, good.
there you go.
It's a
That was for you,
huge
Sue.
burst.
It's important.
And the 1,800 watts is going to keep that burst coming and coming and coming for you.
Awesome. Thank you
Thank
very
you for
much.
the call, Sue. We're going to send this
Thank
off to you as quickly as we can, and I hope you enjoy it as much as your other Rowentas.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Take care,
Sue.
Sue.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. $88.92 is your price, and we began the day with about 14,600 irons. Fewer than 2,100 now remain that we can ship out to you today. The 26079 is the item number. And just to let you know, there will be one more presentation at the conclusion of this show with Carolyn Gracie, so you will have the opportunity to see Barbara one more time in case you're still thinking about it. Thank you for being here today.
Oh, thank you.
Always such a delight to see you. This is the most powerful iron ever from Rowenta with those two new technologies, the advanced steam system and the micro steam 400 sole plate. Be 26079. Stay on the lines if you would like to have it. But guess what? We have Stife Bears returning to QVC. And if you want to see some of the delightful bears in store, take a look at this.
The button station. That's a lot of steam. Welcome into our final presentation of today's special value. And let me present one more time. She's been here with us throughout the day, the gracious Queen of Steam herself, Barbara Zagnoni. This is Rowenta, the most powerful Rowenta iron we have ever offered on QVC. 1,800 watts, and the first to feature two brand new technologies. the advanced steam system, and the Micro Steam 400 sole plate that you're seeing right here, which makes ironing easier and more efficient than ever. Congratulations on this fabulous Rowenta.
Isn't that great?
Now, we started the day with about 14,600 of these, and we have now less than 700 to go around. So if you've been thinking about it all day long, this is the final opportunity to get in on a great price of $88.92. After midnight, the price goes back up to $107.75. Tell us how this works. You know, I was telling you backstage, when I watch you iron with these Rowenta irons, especially today's, it's like I'm watching that show Bewitched, and she twinkles her nose, and all of a sudden, the clothes are all ironed.
Well, you know what?
It's about that easy.
This iron almost does that.
Uh-huh.
What I want to show you first is that these are linen pants. Now, most people know that linen is the most difficult fabric to iron. And when I do linen, I like to use just a tiny bit of spray starch because linen has that crisp finish to it, and it makes it nice and crisp. When you're using spray starch, rub your hands over the top of it, and it makes the starch absorb. Now, this is set on the Steam Advanced system. I'm just going to place the iron on the fabric, use the cord, and I'm not going to touch the fabric. I'm not going to touch the iron. And I'm just pulling the iron through. And what it's doing is it's steaming and bursting and steaming and bursting, which is what the Steam Advanced system does.
And there's not one water drop on those pants.
What it does is it does a perfect, crisp finish on your clothes, just absolutely effortlessly.
Wow, this is an amazing iron. In fact, just looking at it, you can see all the great new features. And the thing about Rowenta is, and so many people say time after time when they call us on our testimonial line, which by the way, it's open if you'd like to call, people say, I hated ironing until I got this iron from Rowenta. If for some reason you start to like ironing again, it's so much easier. Your clothes are beautiful.
Nobody likes to do a job that is hard or that doesn't look good when you get done. You feel kind of like the painting, you know?
And this is one of my least, look at these cargo pockets. My husband has so many pairs of shorts like this. He must have like 10 pairs of these shorts.
All the guys
you
do.
know, if I don't iron them, he wears them looking like this. And who wants to have their husband going around in these wrinkly pants? But they're so hard to iron, aren't they?
I want to point out that the burst of steam is for difficult things that you have to iron. This is all very, very thick. Now, if I go over this with the burst of steam, just like that, and hit the burst of steam,
Oh boy, look at that.
and then the pocket is, or the flap on the pocket is really the worst. That's done. You don't, most people would have an iron at home and they'd be going like this, over and
you
over
have
and
all
over.
the little bumpy edges that wouldn't be, and it would still not look like you ironed it. Look
So
how beautiful
nice.
that is.
And just, it's so quick, so effortless, and you can go out of the house looking really, really put together and nice.
Thousands and thousands of these have been already spoken for today. A very popular Today's Special Value. Fewer than 400 now that we can ship out today. If you want the Today's Special Value price and you want it shipped out today to you or a family member, you need to get it in the next couple of minutes. This is V26079. What are you doing now, Barbara?
Well, this is the burst used in a vertical position, and that's really handy because you don't have to take an ironing board out. You can just turn the iron on, which heats up in 90 seconds.
So it's a steamer too?
It's a steamer too. And sleeves of a jacket and things like that are easy to do with the steam, but it's not easy to do with an ironing board because you can't really do it on an ironing board. You get creases in it. And that was a silk jacket. This is a wool jacket. Every fabric that you want to do is easy to do and fast and saves you money and trips to the dry cleaners. So it's just a really a nice other benefit to have to be able to use your iron.
I love that feature of the all of the little teeny, I guess the little holes. Have you seen the sole plate? All these little holes on the back allow even bursts of steam. And Barbara was telling me it's likened to when you're outside with your garden hose and you know how the water comes out and it's like a little trickle and you can't quite reach far enough with that. If you twist it to the where it disperses the water with all the little chutes, it gets really, really far with the same water pressure. And that's what happens with the steam.
Maybe they can show that animation one more time so I can talk over it again.
Okay.
When I was doing this linen pant, what's happening to the fabric is what you're seeing here.
Okay.
It bursts and then it dries and all the fibers of the fabric loosen and the wrinkles loosen up and then the heat and the weight of the iron smooth it out to a nice, really crisp result.
And it is a beautiful, easy way to get just a fabulous professional result. All right. we have an update for you. We've now completely sold out of our original quantity today. 14,600 of them are gone. Now, however, if you would like to still get the today's special value price, we are offering advanced orders, which is a brand new number on your screen, V24836. That will ship out to you on August 18th because we've completely sold out of all that we were able to get in stock to ship out to you today, but you still have an opportunity to get in on that price. So be sure and ask for the advanced order number. Let's say hi to Lucia in Arizona. Hi there, how are you?
I'm great.
And this is Barbara and our fabulous Rowenta iron. What do you think?
Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Lucia.
Well, I think I'm going to like it. I have a Rowenta, and I went to dinner with a friend of mine, Shirley, tonight, and she said she got it, and her sister Marge got it, and I thought, well, I really want it. And I thought it's got the 1,800 watts, and I thought, hey, that'd be great for iron and sheets. So I got it. I had like 5 minutes to get it.
Oh, boy.
Great.
Well, what do you think about ironing sheets with this iron, Barbara?
Well, anything you iron with this iron is going to be easy because it has so much steam. Did you see what I was just now doing, Lucia?
No.
Do you ever iron around buttons on anything?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Let me show you again. The tip of the iron is fabulous because it goes around the buttons and the buttons just glide around that tip.
Oh, yeah.
It makes it so easy. And other places that it comes in handy is at waistbands. A man's dress shirt collar. Do you do any men's dress shirts? Or any
I used
blouses
to.
for
I
yourself?
don't anymore.
Sometimes the collar of a shirt is really difficult to do.
Yeah, around that thing where you sew it around the collar on
Right,
the back
and
of the
that's
shirt.
why
yeah.
the tip, because the steam holes go all the way to the tip and all the way to the back of the iron, there's steam coming out all over. So no matter where you point this iron, you're going to have steam. And let me show you something. This is another iron, a typical iron that you see on the shelf.
Wow.
Which do you think would be easier to iron with?
The one with more holes in it.
Right.
And, you know, often an iron like this is going to cause dripping on your clothes because the steam just comes out of these big holes in the form of water. That doesn't happen with all of these microburst little holes on this side.
Yeah, I don't really like ironing sheets. I have a Northern Nights. I want my sheets ironed. Everybody said don't iron them, but I iron them anyway. And my 1400, it takes a little longer to iron.
What's going to be good about this iron with your sheets is the fact that you get this burst of steam coming out of the iron when you set it on the advanced steam system. It bursts all the while. So sheets, you know, you can go over the sheets with it bursting without having to touch anything.
You don't have to
so
keep
it's
pressing
very
the button.
powerful. And it also goes through a lot of layers. And I don't know about you, I iron my sheets, but I don't iron, you know, every single side. I kind of iron through. And
Really?
Yeah.
I ironed every single piece.
Oh,
Try
wow.
it. Try it, Lucia. You might find
Oh,
that
I
it's
will.
much easier
Yeah,
to do.
and can you put regular water in that? Because
Yes,
we're in
absolutely.
Arizona and we have crummy water here.
tap water, and it has a cleaning system that cleans out the, takes out the hard minerals. So
Okay,
you
yeah, we
shouldn't
have a
any-
lot of minerals in our water here.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
so
have
it
any
won't
problem
hurt.
with that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank
and
you.
good luck with it. I know if you loved your other Rowenta, you'll really love the new one.
This is my girlfriend Shirley's fault because she said she got it. And I
Oh.
thought, well, if she got it, I want it.
Oh, good. Well,
Don't
tell
let
her
her get ahead of you.
we
I
said thank
will.
you.
I hope I get mine in the mail before she does. Nothing in and inner. Okay, y'all have a good evening.
You take
Okay,
care.
bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So we're into advanced orders now. Well, over 15,000 of these have been ordered today. Now there's only 1,900 left that you can get even on advanced ordering. It's flying out the door. Everybody who's been looking at it all day is like, okay, I don't want to pass up that price tag of $88 and change. After midnight, when you see our brand new knives with Marie-Louise Keir, that price is completely gone on our new Rowenta. This is the most powerful Rowenta iron we've ever offered, Barbara.
It
This
is.
so amazing.
I just love ironing with this iron, and the tip of the iron and being able to get into things like this cuff and the collar that I just showed you,
Right.
and the vertical steaming that it can do.
It's a steamer. It's a fabulous steamer and the most powerful iron you've ever seen. The most powerful iron we've had here at QVC ever from Rowenta. That's it. Stay on the lines if you'd like to get our today's special value price. You have just a minute or so left to get in on it on advanced ordering. We'll ship out August 18th. Barbara, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Carolyn.
Thanks for the day. Always fun to work with you.
We
All
hardly
right.
got to see each other during this 3 hours.
Can you believe this girl just had a baby? Look at her. She looks fabulous.
nice.
And by the way, her baby.
You're so sweet
So
to me. Thank you,
cute.
Carolyn.
Well, thanks, Sharon. It's been fun.
Yeah.
We have a new Today's Special Value coming right up.
We do, but what I would like to do is thank the 855 new people who dialed
Welcome
in.
to
Welcome
all
to
of
the
you.
QVC family.
That's excellent. Thanks so much for shopping. Stay with us. You're going to love what you see next. Thanks, Sharon.
Thanks, bye.
It's our 100th Fashion Day, our largest fashion day of the year. 26 hours filled with brand new fall fashions and accessories, returning favorites, a day of must-have styles, tips from the pros, designers, and brands. 100th edition prices in every